I'm going to tell you a story. And this story is near and dear to my heart. It's one of the most fond memories I have with my siblings and my mom. And you're not going to believe what it was. Well, one day, my mom had baked this peach pie and she put it in the refrigerator. Well, my siblings and I had two brothers and a sister. We went in the kitchen, and I don't know who did it first, but one person got a spoon and took a bite of that pie, and the rest of us followed suit. When my grandmother saw this, she said, "All right now, your mama gonna get you about her pie." Well, we ignored it, and time after time after time after time, we were going back for that pie. The next thing we knew, there was only the rim of the pie left. We had gutted the whole pie. It was gone. And we was like, how in the world did we eat this whole pie and not realize it? Well, it's because aluminum foil was over it, and we would just lift it up a little bit, scoop out the peach cobbler, a peach pie, whatever it was, and we'd eat it. My mother came home. She was dating this gentleman, which became my dad, and they've been together now 46 years. But anyway, she came in and she took us on an outing with them. And on the way home, my mother says, "Oh, I have to stop by the store and get some vanilla ice cream to go with my pie." And y'all, she was so excited about that pie. We just looked at one another. No one said a word. Well, we get in the house, do what we have to do in the house. Time's going by, dinner's being fixed and eaten. Now it's time for dessert. And it was my mother's special dessert because she would buy things for us to eat up, and then she would buy something special for herself that we weren't to touch. She went in the refrigerator. She slammed the top of the pie down so hard it made my grandmother almost jump out of her house shoes. And all I heard my grandmother say was, I tried to tell them, children, leave that pie alone. They didn't listen. My mother went outside, got her switches, came back inside, called us all to the living room, and we got a community beating like nobody's business. She told us up about that pie. And the guy she was dating at the time that became my dad, he ran out into the backyard and stayed out there until the festivities were completed. My mother hit my brother so hard on his back, he did a backflip. I couldn't believe it. Well, when she was finished, she told us to get out of her sight, which we did with a quickness. And when we get beatings, we used to whoopings. It wasn't beatings, it was spankings. We would gather together, I guess, to lick our wounds together. And all of a sudden, we're looking at each other and looking at my brother, the one that did the backflip, and we start to crack up at him. And he's like, "Stop laughing at me." He was too upset. But I tell you one thing, My mother never had a problem again of us picking up her stuff, eating it, or doing anything. It was always, Ma, can I please? We never pull that again. But that's one of the most fond memories I have of my growing up time and my disciplining time.